Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Danielle, and today we are talking about how to plan your week super quick, super efficiently, and with no stress at all. If you haven't yet, make sure that you subscribe down below and hit the bell so that you do not miss a video. We post on here every Monday and Thursday at 4. So don't miss a video, make sure you subscribe, and you can even find me on Instagram if you want to be real good friends. And let's get started. So when I sit down to plan my week, it's kind of threefold or twofold, okay? Google Calendar is always involved. If you missed my video last Thursday, make sure you watch that. I'll link it above. It is all about setting up your Google Calendar so that when you go to do your weekly planning, it's like pretty much ready to go. It makes it super easy to plan your weeks once you have a Google Calendar set up for your life. I also use Trello often, and then lastly, if it's a really busy week, I will sometimes use my Wit and Delight weekly planner like this. I talk a lot more about why I use digital planning more than a paper planner in my video from last Thursday all about Google Calendar, but today I just want to focus on what I do to plan my week in less than 5 minutes. So what I do when I look at my next week is I just look through each day and see if there's any conflicts, see if there's anything I need to prepare for, and move things around to make them work the best so that I'm getting everything done without being stressed. So I'm looking at Sunday right now. All of this will be fine. So then we'll schedule Monday's video, nighttime routine. Perfect. Monday, Tuesday, I end up not having school, and I don't know if I'll go to kickboxing, but grad school doesn't start until Thursday, so I don't need these. Perfect. Okay, kickboxing. Let's see. My Instagram photo will go up at 8. And I just move through and I make things work however I need to make them work so that there's no overlapping anything, and I can just effectively plan out my weeks. So basically this is ready to go. Notice that there's already a ton of stuff in my Google Calendar ready to go. That is going back to my video on my last video on Thursday, all about setting it up. So make sure you check that out to make this as effective as possible or as efficient as possible. So now I've looked at my week, I see what's going on. Now I'm gonna look at Trello. Trello is really cool because you can make these different boards. So this is for everything for my home. And then I have a different board for creative things, and I have a different board for my job at school. I will probably also make a board for grad school. So you can do like pretty different backgrounds, you can make little photos up here. Let me know if you want a video on this, we can totally do that. But I don't do a lot here for planning my weeks, it's more for the day-to-day. So I just want to keep an eye on that to see, just to see what does need done so I can keep that in mind while I plan. The other thing I do on Trello is I move over all the things that I do every week. So what that could look like is I have created cards on here that say weekly, and then they have like a to-do. So weekly I dust, so that goes back over to to-do. I have weekly cat litter, weekly dog poo, weekly mow. So all those things need to be done again because it's a new week. Okay, and then I can move over my daily things. Notice that I had just split my to-do lists. I have like my to-do list, that's like everything. I have my maybe to-dos and my must-dos because I was getting overwhelmed with how many things there were to do. So I have my must-dos, those are the non-negotiables. Oops. And then my maybe-dos is like if I'm on top of it. So I will go over to weekly then and do the same thing. Just need to move over my YouTube videos. Perfect. And we're good. Now, because this is a really busy week, I'm gonna switch over to my Wit and Delight and fill that out. What I love about the Wit and Delight planner is that it takes like my big overall plan from my Trello and Google Calendar and puts it into what's important for like right now. So if you look at it closely, you can see that there is a spot that has the big picture for the week. That helps me just like create a mantra for the week and something that I can come back to every time I look at my to-do list. Well, I'm reminded of that mantra. So it's really helpful for that. This week's mantra is one step at a time because there is a lot going on. So sometimes I need to remember just like minute by minute, you know, just do what needs to be done one step at a time. And then there's a spot for projects that need done this week. So instead of my long list of projects on Trello, I can narrow down like these are the 4 projects that I want to get done this week. No like negotiation or whatever, like these are the ones to focus on. And then for notes, I put different things. This week I'm going to write down my priorities because it is such a busy week. Sometimes I get mixed up on what my priorities should be. So I like to just look at it, and when I'm struggling with getting everything done, it helps me remember, well, let me do this thing first because that's my top priority. If you want to hear me talk more about that, listen to this podcast that I was on, and you can hear Casey Nochi and I talk more about that. And then I also like to just include 3 boxes under each day because when things get really crazy, I only try to get 3 things done in the day, and that's it. What are my top 3 things? And so this way I can take my crazy Trello boards at times and narrow it down to 3 things that need done and only stick to those. And then there's a spot for home life. That is where I sometimes will put like my dust, vacuum, bathrooms, like things to clean. However, I have that on Trello now and it works well that way for me, so I just leave that blank usually. And then there's also a spot for one thing for yourself. I'm still thinking about what I want to do this week for myself, but it could be anything from scheduling a massage, getting your nails done, doing a face mask at home, anything that just gives you life. So I love that they included a spot for that on this paper, and that is just the difference between why I sometimes will include this paper portion of my planning rather than the overall big picture on Trello and Google Calendar. So I'm pretty much set. I have everything set up for a good productive week. I have my Google Calendar set up, I have my Trello set up, and I have my Wit and Delight paper planner set up just so I can be on top of everything that is going on this week. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in our next video. I love you lots. Bye!